Hey guys, what's up? I'm in class again. I'm about to do a debate. It's going to be pretty epic. Wish me the best of luck.
All right. So their resolution statement, boys, the resolution statement is more government funding should go towards space exploration. So we're going to do the same type of thing. Okay, Nicole's going to be your timer, so she's going to raise her hand. If we don't get done with it today, we will pick it up Monday. Okay, and we'll pause. I know it takes a long time, but I hope we get done. Okay. Do you guys want it videotaped or no?
I'm already going.
Is everyone okay with it?
Yeah.
Well, it's only facing me, so.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. Hey guys.
Oh,
No. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. Stephen Hawking. Everybody knows him, right? Very intelligent man. He once said that come 100 years' time, the human race will begin to deplete dramatically. The human race at some point will have to populate on another planet if we want to allow our population to increase without a limitation. We will reach a point where there is more people than the Earth can feed. And let's say we can stop the population increase. The sun is still a problem. Eventually, it will die, cause a supernova, and we will all die a slow and traumatic death. Asteroids are also a future threat. We can't move the Earth, but if we do detect an asteroid early, maybe we could destroy the asteroid, but there are also threats within our world through space funding that could be improved. Relations with foreign countries has always seemed to be a recurring problem. As space exploration is studied, more technological advances are made. It makes us more efficient with satellites, radar, and GPS systems, which I know every single one of us in here has used at one point. These detection systems could protect the United States as a whole and make us more powerful as a country.
We also could worry about international relations. Russia and China are big players in the space game. We could also do collaboratory projects with them to improve relations. National funding in the past years has only made up less than 0.5% towards scientific research, not allowing for a lot of success considering the fact that innovation comes at high costs. NASA should therefore receive more funding and space programs in general. It helps protect us against foreign countries, unavoidable threats as a planet, and creates technologies that can benefit humanity as a whole.
All right.
Quick little cut in. What's the topic exactly? I know what it's about.
Increased funding for space exploration.
Okay, pro con.
All right. So I have a question. Why would you increase the spending of companies like NASA if other companies like SpaceX, which is an independent company that has no funding by the government, by our tax dollars, if they do it, if those private companies do their space experiments more efficiently than NASA had in the past, because NASA hasn't been very productive in the past couple decades. So that's one question. Are you allowed to ask more?
Yeah, let him answer that. You can ask.
Okay.
Well, SpaceX and companies like NASA, there's also collaboration within our programs domestically and internationally. We're saying increase space funding not only as a country, but as the world as a combined. We understand that like organizations like the UN have 193 countries, but it's not feasible for all those countries to donate money. Countries like Uganda and Rwanda can barely feed their people. They're not going to be able to contribute money towards this. Our country has the funds necessary to be able to put money towards this. We think that NASA is one of the more prevalent ones, and it seems to be the most successful government-oriented one. But we also have to realize that if we're donating money towards NASA, it's also going to probably go towards collaboration projects with SpaceX or other companies.
All right. So you said that we have the economy to do this exploration, and I would disagree with that because I think we're in debt, pretty well into debt. So that's just.
Not only that, we have more homeless people than okay. We have enough. Okay, I got a question. Okay. Let me state this, Brad. Keep going.
No, you can do that in your 2 minutes. You have to ask questions. That's all you
I don't know. I'm getting my question on, Brad.
So you want to put more money into NASA and other programs like space exploration. Why put our tax dollars into that when, because not everybody agrees with you.
Mm-hmm.
So why force people to spend their money in that sort of exploration when it could be easily done through stuff like private donations and companies, big companies who would invest in space exploration and they would benefit from that? It seems much better that way.
It's a sense of how much you value humanity as a whole. You're not going to know when humanity is going to be destroyed, but like I said, these detection systems could possibly result in solving a problem that could destroy us. These other companies, yes, they are successful, but the more funds you put into something, the more progression that can happen at a faster rate. And like I said, if you put the money in late, you know an asteroid's coming and you only have a year's time to destroy it in some form. If you would have been researching it before then, yeah, you might have been able to stop it, but are you really willing to take that risk?
And also, another thing to add upon that, we are all aware of North Korea's threats to the United States. It's only a matter of time before they eventually somehow master a nuke and nuclear war breaks out. Nuclear war breaks out just like it did way back when. The Earth's atmosphere could be permanently damaged and we would no longer be able to sustain life here, which would mean that we would all slowly but surely die.
Okay, 2 minutes.
All right. So our position is that we do think NASA is very important. NASA is what provides lots of technologies that we know today. We think that the spending should stay the same. It is less than 1% of the government's total funding, but we do not think it should be increased more because we have other priorities that we need to be focusing on here on Earth, such as clean energy, how to use using clean energy to preserve the planet we live on. So we can't do that when we're busy going to space and we don't even know if there's any livable planet millions of years, light years away. We don't know how close the nearest planet is that we can live on. So that task in itself might be impossible, that we're just burning money away just to find out that we were wrong the whole time.
Okay. Also, with that, I agree on keeping the same amount, but if we have enough problems in our country now that we can't fix it now, why should we focus on our very far future instead of helping homeless people and helping our country build stronger instead of fighting like we are as of right now?
There's hundreds of millions of dollars used on failed missions without any benefit from it. What's the purpose?
Programs that are being funded by the government are usually for a man to do a job that a robot can easily do for cheaper. So NASA isn't very efficient in their money that we give them in the first place. So giving them more money just doesn't make any sense. And also, they seem to be in a limbo of what they're trying to be right now. NASA is. So they proposed an experiment that costs a lot of money. It's called Lasso and Astronaut. You guys might be familiar with this, where they are thinking about taking an asteroid and studying it. That in itself costs billions of dollars to even produce such an experiment. So I think that money could be used elsewhere, and it doesn't seem like a very financially great move.
Okay. All right. You want to go and ask the question?
Are you familiar that NASA has identified 3 possible planets within light year range that could sustain light currently?
Yeah.
Are you currently aware of asteroid mining and companies in the U.S. that did get funding from the government, and that NASA is not the only company that the government funded? Did you realize that even if there is clean energy, that there is still an enormous amount of people, and that we are currently over the limit that our Earth should be sustaining?
Also, you say it has to be a planet really far away. That is not necessarily true. One of Saturn's moons, which one of NASA's probes has been studying for many decades actually, has just today actually has just crashed into Saturn because it ran out of fuel. But we have proved that it has the necessities for life. It has water, so there's probably a bunch of organisms living in it. Eventually those will evolve. There will be probably a lot of landforms. And eventually there will be another species and we won't be alone.
Are you aware of Europa? It is Jupiter's moon. It has 1 mile thick ice layer, and it's believed to have an ocean. That means there's water, so you could make the assumption that there could be organisms in it. That's in our solar system.
Can I respond to that?
Okay.
You use the word believe, right? So this is all theory. There's really no actual evidence that we can actually live on those planets that you're talking about, because we'd have to study more, we'd have to even go there ourselves,
All right.
which we haven't even gone to the moon since 1972. That's the last time that we actually stepped foot on the moon. That's a long time. So what are they doing that it takes so long to even to go to those places? So perhaps it is not the correct time with our economy that we can be doing these explorations. Perhaps in the future. I don't think our end is within 50 years. That doesn't seem realistic. So that's my response.
Okay,
Well-
we're gonna pause. That was awesome so far.
Case
They're
closed.
so great. Like,
Dang it.
seriously, from all of them, like, way to go. I can't wait to see the
Part
rest
2
of
coming
it.
tomorrow. See you next time. I mean, Monday.